Yesterday was a busy day in the world of gaming. Here's what you missed. Remember that game TemTem that came out? Well, a new TemTem update has been announced yesterday and is scheduled to come out today. This new update, dubbed Kasiwa Island, includes new features like in-game chat, climbing, a grappling hook mechanic, new missions, new attack animations, and 23 new Pokemon, TemTem. I hope the Pokemon company is taking notes, because if they did half of what TemTem is doing with their Kasiwa Island update, and they applied it to the Isle of Armor DLC, they'd probably stand to regain a lot of their fan base that has dropped out after they beat the main campaign in Sword and Shield. The Nintendo Direct drought continues for the 321st day since the Nintendo Direct on September 4th of last year. We received a Nintendo Direct Mini yesterday that gave us a quick insight on the titles and updates coming in the near future. 3 new DLCs for the Cadence of Hyrule was announced. DLC 1 has included 5 new characters: Impa from Skyward Sword, Arya, Shadow Link, Shadow Zelda, and Frederick. DLC 2 has 39 new songs, and DLC is a Skull Kid pack with a new map and a new story. DLC 1 came out yesterday, while DLCs 2 and 3 are to come out later this year, sometime before October 23rd, when they release a sort of Game of the Year edition that bundles the base game with all 3 DLCs. Rogue Company is a multiplayer FPS where you can fight against other players or online with friends, fighting off waves of NPCs. The closed beta started yesterday, and boy does this game sound like a real not my cup of tea. WW2K Battlegrounds was announced with a trailer that was half gameplay and half people playing the game on a set of bleachers. Also, not my cup of tea. Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD and Shin Megami Tensei 5 seem to be the big reveal for this Direct Mini. It looks really cool, and I'm sure a lot of people are losing their minds over this announcement. Shin Megami Tensei 3 and 5 come out next year in 2021. Yesterday was also when Summer Game Fest aired their Day of the Dev Developer Showcase. It was about 2 hours long, and if you ask me, not really a lot happened. It was co-hosted by the Muppets, Miss Piggy, with Jeff Keighley as just cringy. She said stuff like Jeff Keighley couldn't believe she was a gamer because she was a girl. Miss Piggy said that she had something like 100 platinum trophies on the PS4, had sushi with Kojima, and was best friends with Miyamoto. Her words, not mine. The Bugsnax theme was performed live by Caro Caro Bonito. Everyone in the chat was going nuts over the Bugsnax theme for some reason. Untitled Goose Game got a physical release on recycled plastics, and another game is coming out where you pet dogs. The new Blasphemous DLC, in my opinion, was the best announcement at Summer Game Fest. Blasphemous Stir of the Dawn comes out August 4th, and it looks like in the DLC there will be 6 new bosses, 3 new areas, added story, and you can pet a dog. Oh, and the new DLC is free to download. That's right, if you have the game, when August 4th rolls around, you can just download the DLC free of charge, and just like that, you've added another 10 or 20 hours of gameplay to an old title. It's things like this that are one of the many reasons I love indie games. This game was funded entirely on Kickstarter for $330,000, and the developers are still out there supporting it with free DLC. Mind you, this game only costs $25 to play, and it's actually half off on the eShop at $12.50. All the while, Nintendo's over here selling Super Mario Party at $60, and they haven't updated Mario Party once. I don't know if this is well known enough already, but I'm going to say it anyways. Super Mario Party for the Nintendo Switch has an online mode that makes it so you can only play minigames with friends online. And on top of that, of the 84 minigames available, you can only play 10. And on top of that, it doesn't support online couch co-op. I'm sorry to go off on a tear like that, but Mario Party has been in my, top 5 Nintendo games, and it just hurts me to know that a game can fall so short of greatness just because the developer stopped supporting the game upon release. While we're on the topic of Nintendo, Nintendo put out an annual report of 2020 for the fiscal year ending in March, yesterday. Now, this is the first one I've ever seen, but I assume it's all just your everyday run-of-the-mill type stuff. That is, until you take a look at this section called Compensation for Officers. In it, you'll note that Nintendo actually states what they've paid their 3 senior-most executives. The most interesting of which being Shigeru Miyamoto, In this statement, it says Mr. Miyamoto was only paid out 192 million yen. Now, that may sound like a lot, but as it turns out, that's only somewhere around $1.8 million US. And when you look even deeper, you'll notice that $1.1 million of his salary was paid as a bonus, and his base salary is actually only 72 million yen, which is something like $670,000 US. I thought this was kind of interesting. So for comparison, I looked at what the average annual salary for a Nintendo employee would have been, and in that same document, it says that the average employee at Nintendo makes about 9 million yen annually. That's right, the man responsible for Super Mario. The man responsible for making the Nintendo company what it is today only makes 8 times what the average employee at Nintendo makes. It's crazy stuff, really.